stop. Before you do anything else, I need you to look around your room right now. See that light switch? A black person invented the improvement that made it safe. That lock on your door? Black inventor. The toilet you used this morning? Black inventor improved it. The traffic light you stopped at? Black inventor. But here's what's going to blow your mind. You were never taught this. Not in elementary school, not in high school, not in college. They told you about Edison, Tesla, Einstein, Franklin, but they deliberately left out the black inventors who literally created the world you live in today. And I'm not talking about 1 or 2 inventions. I'm talking about over 100 inventions that you use every single day. Inventions so crucial that without them, modern society would collapse. Today, I'm exposing everything. And by the end of this video, you're going to be furious that this was hidden from you. But first, smash that like button if you're already shocked, because what you're about to learn will change how you see everything. Look, I used to be just like you. I went through 16 years of education thinking I knew who invented what. Thomas Edison, light bulb. Alexander Graham Bell, telephone. The Wright brothers, airplane. That's what they taught us, right? Wrong. Dead wrong. What if I told you that a black woman invented the home security system that protects millions of homes today? What if I told you that without a black man's invention, we wouldn't have blood banks and millions would be dead? What if I told you that the Super Soaker, yes, that toy that defined your childhood, was invented by a black NASA engineer? And that's just the tip of the iceberg. Today, we're starting a revolutionary series, 100 black inventions that changed the world. And I promise you, after watching this, you'll never see history the same way again. But before we dive in, if you're black, drop a in the comments. If you're learning this for the first time, type "mind blown" below. And everyone, hit that subscribe button and notification bell, because this series is going to expose truths that the education system has been hiding for decades. Here's what makes me angry. This isn't ignorance. This is deliberate erasure. Think about it. You can probably name 20 white inventors off the top of your head, but can you name even 5 black inventors? No, that's not an accident. That's by design. The education system, the media, the history books, they've all participated in one of the biggest cover-ups in history. They've stolen credit, buried patents, and rewritten history to make it seem like black people contributed nothing to modern civilization. But I've got the receipts, patent numbers, dates, documents, proof that can't be denied. And here's the kicker. These black inventors didn't just invent random things, they invented the foundations of modern society. Things so essential that you literally couldn't go a single day without using them. Ready to have your mind blown? Let's expose some invention made by blacks no one talks about. The traffic light. Every single time you drive, every single time you cross a street, you're using an invention by a black man that saves millions of lives every year. Garrett Morgan, remember that name, was living in Cleveland, Ohio in 1922. He was the first black person in the entire city to own a car. One day, he witnessed a horrific accident between a horse-drawn carriage and a car. Blood everywhere, people screaming, chaos. At that time, police officers stood in the middle of intersections trying to direct traffic with their hands. Imagine that, human beings standing between massive vehicles hoping drivers could see their hand signals. It was a death trap. Morgan said, enough. He invented the 3-position traffic signal. Not just stop and go, he added that 3rd position, the yellow light, the warning, the innovation that has prevented millions of accidents. But here's what they don't tell you in history class. Morgan's traffic signal had folding arms with signs. It could be seen from any angle. It was revolutionary. When he patented it in 1923, General Electric bought the rights for $40,000. That's almost $700,000 in today's money. They knew how valuable it was. But did they put Morgan's name in the history books? No, they took his invention and erased his contribution. Every single traffic light in the world today is based on a black man's invention, and you never knew. Home security system. Ladies, this one's gonna hit different. It's 1966. You're a black woman. Your husband works night shifts. You're alone in a dangerous neighborhood where the police take 30 minutes to respond, if they come at all. That was Marie Van Brittan Brown's reality. But instead of living in fear, this genius woman said, I'll protect myself. At 40 years old, 40, she invented the first home security system. Not improved one, not modified one, invented it from scratch. Listen to this setup. 4 peepholes at different heights, a camera that could move between them, television monitors inside the house showing who's at the door, 2-way microphones to talk without opening the door, a panic button that contacted police directly, and a remote control to unlock the door from safety. In 1966, this black woman created technology that wouldn't become mainstream for another 20 years.
every Ring doorbell, every ADT system, every security camera in every home. It all traces back to Marie Van Brittan Brown, a black woman who they tried to erase from history. The patent is public record, patent number 3.482097. Look it up right now, screenshot it, share it, because this is proof of black excellence they didn't want you to know. And here's the part that makes me furious. Home security is now a $50 billion industry. $50 billion, built on a black woman's invention. Where's her credit? Where's her recognition? Where's her name in the history books? Comment Marie if you're angry about this erasure. Folding bed and mailbox. 1885, Sarah Good becomes one of the first African-American women ever to receive a patent. For what? The folding bed that inspired the Murphy bed you probably have in your apartment right now. Think about this. A black woman in 1885, only 20 years after slavery ended, was engineering furniture that solved urban housing problems. She saw people in Chicago cramped in tiny apartments and said, "I'll fix this." Her bed folded into a cabinet. It became a desk. It had compartments for supplies. This wasn't just furniture. This was transformer-level engineering in the 1800s.
But do they teach about Sarah Good? No. They let you think Murphy invented the folding bed in 1900, 15 years after a black woman already did it. And the mailbox? That blue metal box on every street corner? Philip B. Downing, October 27, 1891. Before him, you had to walk miles to the post office to mail a letter. Miles! Downing said, "This is ridiculous," and invented the street letterbox with weather protection to keep mail dry, security features to prevent theft, four-leg design for stability, and a hinged door that's still used today. Every time you drop a letter in a mailbox, you're using a black man's invention. But his name? Erased. His contribution? Forgotten. His genius? Stolen. Blood banks. This one's going to make you emotional. Dr. Charles Drew. Remember this name because he's saved more lives than almost any human in history. World War II. Soldiers are dying. Not from bullets, from blood loss. They can't transport blood fast enough. It spoils. It separates. Thousands are dying needlessly. Dr. Drew, a black physician, discovers how to separate and store blood plasma. He creates the first blood bank. He develops the blood mobile, trucks that could carry blood to battlefields. His invention saved hundreds of thousands of lives during World War II. British soldiers, American soldiers, soldiers of every race, alive because of a black man's genius. But here's the part that'll make you furious. The American Red Cross used his techniques, but segregated the blood. They wouldn't give black blood to white soldiers. Drew himself, the man who created the system that saved millions, was considered inferior by the very people using his invention. And here's the ultimate tragedy. Dr. Drew died in 1950 from injuries in a car accident. Some historians believe he could have been saved, but was turned away from a whites-only hospital. The man who invented blood banking possibly died because of blood loss and racism. Every blood donation, every emergency transfusion, every life saved by stored blood, that's Dr. Charles Drew's legacy, a black man's legacy that they tried to bury. This is Voices of the Forgotten, where Africa's buried truths rise again. Let continue. Refrigerated trucks and elevator doors. Frederick McKinley Jones, this one black man, held over 60 patents. 60! His biggest? Refrigerated trucks. You know that fresh food you bought at the grocery store? It got there in a refrigerated truck based on Jones's invention from 1940. Before him, transporting food long distances was impossible. It spoiled. It rotted. People got sick. Jones created portable cooling units that could be attached to trucks, trains, and ships. This didn't just change food delivery, it revolutionized medicine. Vaccines, blood, organs for transplant, all transported using technology invented by a black man. During World War II, his invention saved thousands of soldiers by delivering fresh food and medicine to the battlefield. The military called him a hero. But the history books? Silent. And elevator doors that open automatically? Alexander Miles, 1887. Before him, people had to manually open elevator doors. People fell down shafts. People were crushed between floors. It was a nightmare. Miles invented the automatic opening and closing mechanism, the safety features, the technology that makes every elevator in every building in the world safe to use. He's in the National Inventors Hall of Fame, but I bet this is the first time you're hearing his name. Why? Because they don't want you to know that modern skyscrapers, the symbols of American achievement, wouldn't exist without a black man's invention. Everyday items. The Super Soaker. Lonnie Johnson, NASA engineer, invented the world's most popular water gun by accident in his bathroom in 1982. This black man's invention has generated over $1 billion in sales. Billion with a B. But they market it without his face, without his story, without kids knowing a black NASA engineer created their favorite toy. Toilet paper holder that actually works, Mary Beatrice Davidson Kenner and her sister in the 1970s. Every time your toilet paper doesn't stick to the roll, you're benefiting from black women's engineering. Peanut butter. George Washington Carver discovered over 300 uses for peanuts. 300! Cooking oil, axle grease, printer's ink, and the peanut butter on your sandwich. But here's what they don't tell you. Carver was the first black student at Iowa State. He gave up a high-paying job to teach at Tuskegee Institute for almost nothing because he wanted to help black farmers. He invented crop rotation techniques that saved Southern agriculture. Without him, American farming would have collapsed. But they reduce him to the peanut butter guy. Laser cataract surgery, Dr. Patricia Bath in 1985. Before her invention, cataract surgery was done with a mechanical grinder. A grinder? Near your eye? Dr. Bath's laser technique restored sight to people who had been blind for 30 years. 30 years of darkness reversed by a black woman's invention. She believed sight was a human right. She gave away her technique to help the poor. She changed millions of lives. But her name? Not in your textbooks. Transforming daily life. The automatic gear shift that makes driving uphill possible? Richard Spikes, 1932. Without him, you'd still be grinding gears every time you hit an incline. The dustpan with a handle so you don't have to bend down? Lloyd P. Ray, 1897. Before him, people literally got on their hands and knees to clean floors. The wooden golf tee? Dr. George Grant, 1899. Before him, golfers made tees out of sand. Wet sand. Imagine playing 18 holes and making a sand pile for every shot. A black dentist said, "This is stupid," and invented the wooden tee.
The rotating lawn sprinkler, Joseph H. Smith, 1897. Before him, people dragged hoses around their yards for hours. One black man's invention saved millions of hours of labor. The modern toilet you sit on? Thomas Elkins improved the chamber commode with his patented design that inspired today's toilets. Every bathroom break you take is more comfortable because of a black inventor. The ringing mop? Thomas W. Stewart, 1893. He invented the lever mechanism that wrings water out. Before him, people wrung mops by hand. Disgusting, back-breaking work made easier by black innovation. The reversible baby stroller? W. H. Richardson, 1889. His design had wheels that turned 360 degrees and a bassinet that could face in or out. Every parent pushing a stroller is using technology from a black inventor. The biscuit cutter that makes uniform shapes? A.P. Ashbourne, 1875. He was a caterer who noticed hand-formed biscuits looked terrible. His spring-loaded cutter created perfect shapes every time. The systemic cover-up. Now let me tell you why you don't know any of this. Patent theft. White businessmen would steal black inventions and patent them in their own names. Black inventors couldn't afford legal battles. Credit erasure. Even when black inventors held patents, history books gave credit to white people who improved or marketed the inventions. Educational suppression. School curricula are deliberately designed to minimize black contributions. This isn't oversight, this is policy. Media whitewashing. Every movie about inventors, every documentary, every TV show, they show white faces. Black inventors are literally erased from visual history. Economic exploitation. Companies made billions of dollars from black inventions while keeping inventors in poverty. They took the profits and the credit. In 1858, a law said enslaved people couldn't hold patents. Their enslavers got credit for their inventions. How many black innovations were stolen this way? We'll never know. Even after slavery, black inventors faced lawyers who wouldn't represent them, banks that wouldn't fund them, companies that wouldn't hire them, schools that wouldn't teach them. They invented anyway. They persevered anyway. They changed the world anyway. And the system tried to bury them anyway. The impact revelation. Let's do the math on what we've covered so far. Traffic lights prevent 1.5 million accidents annually. Blood banks save 4.5 million lives per year. Home security systems protect 127 million Americans globally. Refrigerated transport feeds 7 billion people yearly. Automatic elevators move 18 billion people yearly. These aren't just inventions, these are the pillars of modern civilization. Remove any of them, and society collapses. But here's what really gets me.
Black Americans are 13% of the population, but their inventions benefit 100% of humanity. Every single person watching this video has used multiple Black inventions today. Your morning? Black inventions. Your commute? Black inventions. Your work? Black inventions. Your home? Black inventions. Your safety? Black inventions. Your life? Saved by Black inventions. Yet Black inventors get 0% of the credit in most history books. This is just part 1. We've covered 20 inventions. There's 80 more coming. Air conditioning, cell phone technology, modern computing, heart surgery techniques, space exploration equipment. Black inventors created technologies worth trillions of dollars. But here's what I need you to understand. This isn't just about the past. Right now, today, Black inventors are being ignored, underfunded, and erased. Black inventors receive less than 1% of venture capital funding. Black inventors are 3 times more likely to have patents rejected. Black inventors' contributions are still being minimized in schools. This isn't history. This is happening now. To every Black inventor whose name was erased, we see you. We remember you. We honor you. To everyone who kept these stories hidden, your time is up. The truth is out. The revolution has begun. Class dismissed, but the real education has just started. This is Voices of the Forgotten, where Africa's hidden truths rise again.